guys, welcome to Irish Footy Vlogs. Delighted to welcome Daz Hartnett with me today. Now, Daz is a big Bohemians fan, but he's going to pick his 1 to 11 for the Irish game against Bulgaria on Wednesday night. And we just discovered how tricky it is because there's 12 players out of this one, Daz.
Yeah, tricky one. Thanks for having me on, Keith.
No bother at all. Before we get into that fully, though, obviously you run the Bohemian Supporters Group on Facebook, isn't that right? Do you want to tell us about that a little bit quickly?
Yeah, Bohemians FC fan group on Facebook. We're approaching 1.3k followers now, people in the group. It started 2 years ago. It's been going very well and it's grown a lot. There's staff in it, there's players in it. Lots of general discussion going on. It's the biggest Facebook group for Bows on Facebook. So if you're a fan of the league or fan of Bows, please join it, posting it, discussing it. We do giveaways, shout outs, videos, discussions, all that. Lots of podcasts go up there too. So good to see.
Start off with the goalkeeper. Now, in fairness, this is an easy decision, isn't it? Probably the easiest one you had, actually.
This is the only nail-on dead set one. It has to be Randolph. There's no discussion about it. It must be Randolph. It is Randolph. Randolph will play. It would be a bit foolish to throw anyone else in goals.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
You got with 4-3-3 as well, actually.
I have, yeah. I've gone with a 4-3-3 that can kind of go back into a 4-5-1 either. That's what I went with.
And who have you got at right back?
So right back for me, I put O'Shea right back. He plays there for West Brom. He played left back the other night. He played really well. He can play all across the back four. Both of our right backs are out. I wouldn't have Christie near the team. O'Shea's the best option for me at right back.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I said, I think in one of my recent videos, I don't want to see him anywhere near the team. And now I know we're missing 12 players. But I mean...
Should never play again, you said?
Gonna stick to it, though. I agree with you. John O'Shea is going to say Dar O'Shea is a fantastic young player. He can play right back. He proved he could play left back the other day, I felt, and centre back. Very good pass to the ball, very composed player. Regardless, we're going to see a big future from him in the Irish team, but I think he's a
definitely.
Yeah. On to left back, which could be an interesting one because we think Stevens is missing. And
yeah.
The last day, and Doherty's out. And
Doherty's out. Coleman's out too. And I know Manning plays left back, but he's only had 70 minutes of football this season. He's not a runner for me at left back. So I actually sacrificed Brady left back. I think he's capable of doing it, having as a overlapping attacking fullback.
Yeah, he's done it before, hasn't he?
He has. He's played very well there a good few times. He's played there throughout his career at Hull with Norwich. He proved he can do it. So he plays there a few times at Burnley too in the past. So he can do it. You know, I have him at left back for me.
Yeah, I'd be happy with that. Centre backs. Just to mention, we're missing John Egan, and I think that's it, isn't it? So we've got at least a few choices at centre back.
Yeah, we do. We have a few choices at centre back. Yeah, Egan's the one that's, you know, he's 50-50. I think he's out. I think he's fully out. So I've went with Duffy and I've went with Long. I think they're solid enough from what we have. Long's having a good season with Burnley. Not too many mistakes. I think if you rewatch the other night, you can see Duffy got cut out. James got in behind him and he missed the ball. Bit of concern with his club form too, but we don't have too many more options. He does try and play his best for Ireland. I would have him there.
He's definitely lacking in confidence, isn't it? You can even see it in his body language. He looks very frustrated, doesn't he? I noticed him the other night, even going for set pieces, attacking set pieces. Normally, if you'd miss it or he'd miss an opportunity from him, he'd just run back and that's it. But he's letting himself get frustrated up and built up.
He
I
is.
think it's like affecting probably his nerves in the game, to be honest.
He's nervous. He's just a nervous player now. He's a bit shaky. If he's put under pressure, he's kind of doing, you know, he's just trying to do the easy thing, just get rid of it straight away. He's just like that at the minute. He got bit by Harry Maguire a lot the other night. Maguire could have had a hat-trick. I know you said that as well, but, you know, he needs to step up now. It's a very, very big game against Bulgaria. We have to win, so he needs to play it. They all need to play. The centre-backs are probably the only ones we had, you know, choice in as such a little bit. Egan was the only one really out for that. But Long and Duffy, I think, are the best options to go with there.
I have to say, Kevin Long's done well since he came in. I thought he done decent when he came on as a sub against England too. And I thought he was the better of the two the other night, if I'm honest, as well, against Wales.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Long made a very big difference. He tried very hard. He made a good few tackles, good few passes, didn't do anything silly, didn't do anything sloppy. He proved he can play. He deserves to play. And I would play him. I think he deserves to play.
So we'll go on to, I suppose, the anchor man in the middle of the park.
Yeah. For me now, It was a bit of a toss of who to put here. We're out again, like Barney one looking at our teams. Remember, there's 12 players out. There's 12 players actually out. I put Hurahan there. Hurahan, how do you want to say it? But yeah, I put him there. He can pass, set piece taker, scored free kicks, good at corners, good at passing. I put him there. Yeah, I put Hurahan there.
Midfield players actually. Malumbi suspended, Hendrick suspended, McCarthy injured. I think he's going to be like that for nearly his whole career now. Alan Brown is out due to COVID as well. So there's 4 options actually missing. So who are the other 2 you've gone with?
So Hurahan, I put Knight beside him, midfield. He's played centre midfield and right midfield with Derby a lot. I know Derby are last, but Knight's actually playing. Unlike a lot of other players, Knight is playing club football week in, week out at a very, very young age. That's underrated. People aren't appreciating that enough. I've put Knight there, and then I've actually put Jack Byrne starting ahead of all them. I think he proved that he's an attacking threat. He's got that fine ball in him. He put 2 balls in the other night, good cross, a good true ball into Collins. I think he should play. It's a nail-on game that he should start in, and he should play.
Tell you what, if you can't get in, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think he needs to play.
100%. Who's the other one you went with? Sorry again, the 3 you've gone with?
I went to Hurahan, Knight, and Jack Byrne.
It's Knight actually. Yeah, he's only 19, and he's a player that's impressed me, and I've seen him play for the under-21s and that. I suppose at the same time, you're missing these players. It's an opportunity for the likes of Knight to come into the squad, and maybe Jack Byrne to come into the squad. If Jack Byrne was to play in this match and perform, he's really in the shop window, for clubs abroad.
Absolutely. Like, people will say, like, he's only in the League of Ireland. He's doing it for Shamrock Rovers, but he's doing it. He's playing, he's scoring goals, all different types of goals. He does forward passes. Out of a lot of our players, he looks to be one of the most creative players. While the player sets out too, why not play him? Why not give him a chance? He came on, he did more in them 10 minutes than Hendrick did all game.
And I agree. To be honest, he played very well against AC Milan as well. People have to remember. And actually, he came on as a sub against Bulgaria a couple of years ago. I'm pretty sure he set up a goal as well.
He did. He put in that corner and they got the goal from it. And when he came on, he did a lot of forward passes. A lot more than the players did. So he should play.
Back to that, Daz, actually, you mentioned it there where people would say, he's in the League of Ireland, he shouldn't play, whatever. I remember Keith Fahey at Pats was in the League of Ireland, but he went over to England and immediately he was brilliant with Birmingham City. Jack Byrne could do something similar, like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Like, I think a lot of people are going to say, Jack Byrne, he went to England and failed and came back. But, like, he's developing since then. It's been absolutely unbelievable. He's come on leaps and bounds, and he's proven now that he's at a level where he can play, and he's playing above the level of Shamrock Rovers. I think he needs to get a move. I think he does need to get a move. Even if you look back a few years ago with Darrell Horgan and Andy Boyle at the time, as soon as they moved, they got into the team straight away. As soon as they moved. Like, what was holding them back picking him when he was playing in Europa League?
It's fair. I think it's fair from managers' point of view. They're afraid to do it, to be honest. But onto the wings, I suppose that's the tough one. I think because I think the wings are arguably our weakest positions anyway. Obviously, we've Connolly out, we've Callum Robinson out, who's capable of playing the wing. James McLean, I know a lot of people mightn't have them in the first 11, but he is out as well.
He is out.
Wings.
I think it's also important to remind people Robinson is also out. Connolly is also out. That's 2 other options we could have played with. I put Brady left back as well, so he probably could have been there if Stevens was in the team, but Stevens is out. So for my wings, I've went to Ronan Curtis on the left side and Darragh Horgan on the right side. I think Horgan played, he's put his heart and sleeve into the last few games. He's tried very hard. He's been pressing a lot. He's been forcing play. He's been putting balls in where he can. I think he's trying very hard and he deserves to play in that position, especially with the players that are out. Give him a game. Try him out. I went with Curtis. He's playing with Portsmouth. He's in League One. I think anyone who watches League of Ireland will know all about Curtis. He's got pace. He's direct. He can beat players. He can dribble. He can cross. Why not give him a game? A bit of pace. Get in behind. You'll have Brady supporting him on the other side as well, right beside him. So that's who I went with for them 2 sides.
Yeah, I suppose the other player you could argue with is probably Callum Robinson. Dowda, sorry. He's the player you could probably argue could get. But I can see your point as well. I think Horgan should definitely start for me because he's played well enough with Wickham in the Championship. And the last couple of times he's played with Ireland, there was a cross he played in the other day where McLean came in at the back post. And
McLean could have got a goal there.
bar. But yeah, to be honest, any two of them three pretty much is much of us really.
Well, like, then again, like, if you look through the options again, right, Doherty or Coleman could have played higher up if they were there. They're not there. McLean's out, Robinson's out, Connolly's out. Hendrick has played on the right side. He's also out. Ida's out. So,
one that annoyed me the most is actually Connolly being out, because I think Aaron Connolly is the one player that could have a bit of a spark in the wing, and he had no games over this course, so that's very frustrating personally.
It is, yeah. I agree. I think Connolly's best position is on the wing for me. I think he gets in behind, he creates stuff, he plays off the shoulder, he's got pace. He's doing stuff where he could get in and create a goal or get a goal. And we don't have that now because he's out as well. So we're depleted a lot and we don't have many options we can go with. So that's why I picked them two players to go in them positions.
You can nearly guess the striker because we essentially only have one, don't we?
We only have one. Yeah, that's all we have. Yeah, Collins. Now he's brought in Troy Parra, but he brought him in. He's an option. I don't have him in my team. I have Collins starting. I think he got 2 shots on target when he came in the other night, did he?
Yeah, okay when he came on, I felt, to be honest. Yeah, he did. Yeah,
he did a lot in 10 minutes for a striker. In 10 minutes when we were like falling behind in the game, I think he did a lot. Collins should start. He's 5 goals this season for Luton.
Exactly. So yeah.
So that's in the championship. That's where a lot of our players are based. So if anyone's saying, "Oh, Collins, like he's with Luton Town and he's scoring in the championship," he was the highest scorer the last time he was left out. So I'll be going with Collins anyway for this game up front. That would be who I play up front.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's an interesting team. Like, I'll go through the players that are missing again. McLean, Doherty, Connolly, Malumbi, Robinson, Coleman, Hendrick, McCarthy, Stevens, Egan, Brown, and Ida. I mean, come on. You have to feel sorry for Stephen Kenny because he's coming to the job in a very difficult situation. He's got it quicker than he expected. It's a tough one for him. There's been a lot of COVID issues, more so in the Irish squad than a lot of other squads as well.
There has been,
suspension and things like that. But interestingly, as you said, Mitch, I brought up Troy Carriage. That'd be good. Troy Carriage. I like that one. I might leave that in. Jack Taylor, Graham Burke does, and Aaron McAniff from obviously the League of Ireland, but you feel they're kind of there to make up the numbers really. Apart from Troy maybe, but Troy hasn't really played this season with injury. That's the issue there, isn't it?
Yeah, Troy Parra, he was injured at the start when he got into Millwall, didn't get any games, then he's getting hard to get into the team. Essentially them players are there to make up numbers. Let's be real about it. They wouldn't have had a shot at getting in if better players were fit. Naming out all the players that were there out injured, them players wouldn't have came anywhere near close to getting into the team. I'm happy he picked McAniff, top player, played with Rovers this season. They went in their invincible season, which it's good to see. He gave him, he brought him in, make up numbers. I suppose that's why he's there. I would like to see him get on. What's to say he won't do something in the game? But then again, look, they were only drafted in really, last resort. He was not expecting this. Nobody was.
Yeah, 100%. Look, Daz, that was brilliant. Really enjoyed that. Great stuff. Guys, like, subscribe, and hit your bell notification button so you don't miss a video. Thanks again. Cheers, Daz. Fantastic.
Cheers, Keith.